Year 12 and challenging times. How are we going to get out of this? I'm sure Year 12 you feel like these little penguins floating on the iceberg. We don't really know where we're going at the moment. And really, nobody can tell us how it's all going to end. But during COVID, it's okay to validate the responses we have to this pandemic. We may be feeling all alone and isolated, and we have many feelings. We may be feeling scared for our own health and for those that we love. We may have good days and bad days, days where we want to feel like we want to stay in bed. Give yourself grace regarding your own mental health and your own emotional capabilities. Be forgiving regarding of your physical limitations. You can't do everything all of the time. Recognize that you are only in control of yourself and your own behaviour. Allow yourself to grieve all the losses that you have at this time, and that includes your friendships that you normally have at school. Talk about your experiences and concerns with people who will listen to you without judgment. Find meaning in your own experiences for your personal growth, and embrace the unknown future and still remain hopeful of what is to come. You know, one way is to check in. Check in with family and friends and give yourself the time needed to really listen to your child parents and to respond by asking them, how are you really going? I really want to know. I love you and I care about how you are feeling right now. Listen without speaking validates the speaker, and it assists them to find the words to describe their feelings. If they say they don't know, then validate this and assist them by saying, I'm wondering if you are feeling this way at the moment. There is an app you can download called the Bear Card app, and I would strongly advise you to do that because it has pictures of bears on it with all different emotions. And if your child can't articulate that, they might be able to show you it on the app. These feelings may be anxious, confused, angry, fearful, scared, annoyed, frustrated. They may feel betrayed, lonely, isolated, depressed, hurt, sad, rejected, misunderstood, helpless, hopeless, distressed, grieving, feeling lost, shame, bewildered, unsure, disappointed, inadequate, and not safe and or alone. Encourage your child to journal how they feel. We know that the hand and head connection in the writing process connects feelings and releases them. The next way is to maintain connections. Start a chat group with your family and friends. Hang out through video conferencing, Zoom, anything like that, Hangouts, they all work. Share positive pictures of yourself making funny faces. Send a message to the child or parent, even if they are in another room in the same house, and you can have a laugh at what you've sent to each other. Say something positive that happened each day. Try and find one positive thing each day. Social distancing doesn't mean social isolation. It means physical distancing. So hug family members and tell them that you love them. Have fun as a family, playing games, and you can still do that and still have fun. Keep in touch with friends and extended family with FaceTime or house party. Have a virtual birthday party. One of my grandchildren are having a FaceTime party with their friends, and they're cutting the cake and they're sharing it that way, and their presents have been posted to her. We can also set up a routine. In lockdown, we can't travel. We are working remotely from home, and that includes children of all ages and their parents. To set and maintain routines is absolutely vital. Get up at the same time each morning, get dressed for school or work, and girls, you can put on some makeup even if you have to wear a mask when you go out. You can feel so much more normal when you do that. Men and adolescents who have shaved feel much better if they keep that same routine every day. by shaving every day. Make time for exercise, walking the dog, bike riding, walking and being outside in the sun and get some fresh air. There are plenty of fitness apps. If the air is too fresh in the morning or late in the afternoon, use these apps. Cook your favourite meal and members of the family can take turns. Have what I call a fake out night theme. That means it can be an Indian night, a Mexican night, an Avengers night, a superheroes night. You choose your theme. Allocate specific work and regular hours and take regular breaks. My favourite is sitting outside to have my recess coffee in the sun each day. The next one is take a break. Take a break from our news feed and focus on something else. Don't be too hard on yourself if anything isn't completed. Replace the time you spend on social media or watching the news with an activity that will nourish and entertain your heart and your mind. Read a book that isn't a textbook. Oh my goodness. What's your favourite movie, Netflix or Stan series? Bake something delicious like cakes or cookies. Not good for the waistline, but it's comfort food. Play your favourite game. Yes, board games are still available. You can use your phone or device and do it together and set a challenge for each family member. We can also help others. Helping others builds our resilience. Happiness is about helping others. It builds resilience, the mental ability to bounce back. This is also good for your mental health. Look out for family members and in your own personal networks who may need support. Help by talking to them about where they can go for help. Allied health professionals such as psychologists can be a help. Look in on your mates to see if you can help them with essential supplies. Really ask, how are they going? And if they say, okay, ask, tell me what that means. I need to know how you really feel. Just send something nice to someone who may be doing it tough. This can be a family member, a neighbour, or a friend. An email, a card, a letter. I know we don't post things much today, but we still can. A small gift or handwritten letter. Stay connected to the community. While the usual places we go to and we can't go to anymore are temporarily closed, and I'm personally grieving IKEA and Kmart not being open, but we can still keep in touch with our community connections. We can do click and collect, we can order online, and we can do that at most department stores and online places like eBay, and plan for what we want to do once our restrictions are lifted by talking with family and friends through social media. So you can get a plan together. This is what I want to do when all of this is finished. Try and have a local takeaway night and sit on the floor with a rug. Talk about news someone has had from the day or news from a community member that you've received via social media. Talk about one highlight of your day each day. Things that are funny still happen every day if we look at the bright side of life. The other day I went to Coles with my mask on, and my mask was irritating my nose and throat so much I started coughing. I thought they were going to push me out of the store and tell me never to come back, but they didn't. Unleash your creativity. For your future plans, have a plan A, B, and C. Things may change that you have no control over, and this includes the HSC. Develop a creative project that will help focus your mind on something else to do together as a family. Veggie gardens are a great idea, and spring is the time to start planting. Spend some time doing family exercise via YouTube or an app, and you can have a family competition. Who can do the best dance? Who can do the most push-ups or burpees or anything like that? Everyone do a declutter in their room and clean out cupboards. Take a before and after photo. A friend of mine did this. Her daughter decluttered, and all she did was tidy everything up and put it in little boxes so that it looked like it was clean, but she didn't throw anything out. Learn to dance or something new on YouTube. YouTube's great for finding new information. Start a new hobby. Each person in the family can share what they are doing, and they can join in one hobby together. Bunnings is still open and you can still get supplies for buildings and painting and things like that. So use it while it's there. Have a balanced perspective. It is natural to be affected by an outbreak of any new disease, and the Delta 2 variant of COVID-19 has even surprised the medical experts. It may seem strange, but you and your parents are now a part of history. Global pandemics make history, and one day you will be telling your children or your grandchildren what it was like in a world with government restrictions and what you could do and where you could go. And it will be different when you tell your story. Australia has one of the world's best healthcare systems, and talking about how much we are inconvenienced is important, but we also need to keep our mind on everything that is being done in order to ensure communities are safe and protected. So have a discussion about how well our state premier is actually doing. Have a family discussion about how lucky we are to live in Australia, and perhaps how the rest of the world has dealt with this pandemic. And above all, we need to look after ourselves. Self-care means I am looking after myself. I've talked about all these things in this presentation. Healthy diet, yes, have the good cookies sometimes, but not all the time. Activity, sleep, we need to get at least 8 hours sleep a night. That is so important for everybody's mental health. And we need to be doing something, not sitting on a chair or at a desk all day. We need to get up and move and do that exercise, or we will crash and burn ourselves. And thank you so much for listening to this Year 12 and parents. And we hope we will get out of this soon and those little penguins will find a nice big iceberg and land that they can walk onto. Thank you. I'm Mrs. Redwood. I'm the counsellor at Norwest Christian College.
I really wanted to appreciate every moment of this year because it's my last one. But it felt like a lot of those moments were stolen by COVID. I finally got a role in the musical because ever since I was little I was always in the chorus. Every rehearsal I'd leave feeling so up and happy. About a week or two into the holidays we got a message saying that the production was going to be postponed to next year and all Year 12 roles were going to be recast. So when it was cancelled I was just so upset because I was really looking forward to it. To have the world kind of stop around you and have all the time to yourself. It's an opportunity that doesn't always come knocking on your door. So I felt like I would be wasting it if I didn't use it to better myself. A few of the top things that have helped me have a positive mindset have been planning out my day, scheduling time for self-care, and having a good friend base and family base to talk to. That made me feel a lot better about being disconnected from everything else. My family and I did so many activities to bond together. We did craft, we played games, and it was so nice to have that time together and to connect with each other a lot more than we previously had been doing. My friend and I, she would walk around her neighbourhood and we'd both call each other and talk on the phone while we walked. We talk about how we think school's gonna look, and we would just be there for each other. For other Year 12s going through this, I would definitely advise for you not to be as harsh on yourself. You don't need to do a million things, just do what's productive for you at this time. Because the time is so chaotic, I feel like the expectations of us don't need to be as high. The best you can do is the best that you can, especially in a time like this.